Hi. So I don't know how many people are going to be in this or not. I don't really care. Um, but I lost. Um, I unfortunately lost breaking down the games and stuff, showing how atrocious the defense is and how they don't guard screens at all and why all these teams, lose. Um, it just stopped, I guess. I don't know. But it's sad. It's sad because I worked hard to, try and show at Cavs Dan. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've tried. We show the games, and all the games they're all basically the same. Teams in their dumbass idiot drop coverage, not knowing how to guard any screen the right way, not knowing how to be in help, not knowing how to be able to help and recover, and it just died down. And you know, I don't know. I don't know what the future is. I've tried to try and grow a message, get a try and build the message because I can't just do this alone. There's a lot of evil criminals in the NBA. Dan Gilbert, who we've talked about, is about as bad as they get. A complete loser. Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka. I mean, the Knicks just hired Mike Brown. Like, that's what you need to know about, like, just the NBA in general, is that Mike Brown is a head coach still. And, you know, and you look at the Knicks game tonight, I think they barely beat New Orleans. And it's just like the Knicks defense is so pathetic. It is unbelievable. And I've tried to show it. I've been trying to show it now for years. And it's been sad. I need to pivot. I don't do this for money. I haven't, I haven't monetized one thing all year. I haven't monetized in like a year and a half. I don't care about the fucking money. It's about the message. It's about the NBA message. And, I've talked about in videos that, like, we should all be in the NBA right now. We should all be in an in the middle of an NBA dynasty. But you have people like Dan Gilbert, who hires his son, hires Kenny Atkinson, and, whatever other terrorists. And even if you did get a job, in the NBA, um, it wouldn't matter. You'd be like a video coordinator working for some schlub idiot like Doc Rivers or these moronic college coaches. And I've tried everything I can. I've tried to, build a message. Like, what I'm doing is for all of us. I'm trying to help all of us. I don't think when you like, and these other YouTube people, Trevor Lane, who does the Lakers, who's just one of the biggest more. I mean, that's what the NBA media is. Trevor Lane is the NBA media, a complete and utter buffoon, an absolute, like, I could have a squirrel talking on a live stream after a Lakers game, and though the words the squirrel would say would mean just as much as Trevor Lane's um, shows. They're gross, but it's all the shows. And I'm trying to, show these people that, like, your organizations are dying, dying. How many organizations in the NBA are dying? Pretty much the entire Eastern Conference is dead. What team in the East is winning a championship? None. No one. The Cavs, no. The Knicks, no. The Pistons, no. Someone will make the finals and get drilled by Oklahoma City. And it's sad because I like the Lakers. I think I've always thought Staples Center, now Crypto Arena. I've always thought it was cool. LeBron, who one of the best or second best players in the league. I honestly feel bad for LeBron, because he spent 11 years in Cleveland with dickhead morons. I mean, literally, Cleveland was given the best or second best player of all time. You won one championship with him in 11 years. And you probably don't even win that one if Draymond Green doesn't get suspended. Um, But you can't get to these owners or these owners' kids or coaches or whatever. They just do the same shit. They recycle it over and over again. They hire some other pigeon-headed idiot, and the cycle just continues and continues and continues. What Steve Kerr is doing to the Warriors right now is beyond anything I can even imagine. He is setting that franchise back decades. You have one of the greatest players of all time in Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, and they're not going to win anything because of Steve fucking. And that's who Joe Lacob, the owner, that's who he employs. That's who he pays $17 million to. And all you have to do is turn on the film. It's so fucking easy. Just turn on the fucking film. Look at how they play defense. Look at the lack of attention to detail. I say this all the time. Any NBA, all of us, because I'm not doing this on my own. I don't have success on my own. I don't fail on my own. We would win a championship with this year's Washington Wizards. 100%. Why is that? Because every team in the NBA, no matter how bad you are, score over 100 points. Go look at the stats. They all score over 100 points. The problem is they all give up over 100 points, and no well-coached defensive team should be giving up over 100 points. So give me the fucking Wizards. I don't care what the offense is. We're going to score over 100 no matter what. Give me the Wizards. Let's just make sure they're not in drop coverage. They're hedging when they're supposed to. They're icing when they're supposed to. Cross screens, they're jamming as they come through. Down screens, they're getting attached and showing. They're moving when the ball moves. And we'd win. We'd win a championship. We'd win the next 3 championships with any team. But, I'm not Dan Gilbert's son. I'm not Jeannie Buss's son. It's just gross. And, I used to care a lot, like a year ago, certainly 2 years ago. I don't know. I guess I just don't care anymore. There's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do as one voice. And, I'll still break down basketball games and show you how shitty it is. Here's another example. What the hell is going on with Bronny James? Like, Bronny James, it is not coaching with Bronny James. It's not. If Bronny James knew how to run a pick and roll, when to cut from the corner when his man's in help, he'd be a fine NBA player. I'm not saying he'd be a Hall of Famer, but he'd be a useful NBA player. But between J.J. Redick and whatever goblin terrorist is coaching the South Bay Lakers, Bronny James is out there fuddling around, doesn't know how to run pick and roll, doesn't know how to cut from the corner, doesn't know how to do anything. It's killing his career. It shows you how little IQ actually LeBron James has. LeBron James is 6'8", 240 with athleticism like that we've never seen. Okay, that's why he's good. And it's why LeBron only has 4 championships. I mean, Michael Jordan's going to end up with more championships than LeBron. Why? Well, he played for Mike Brown for I don't know how many years. He played for Frank Vogel. He's played for Ty. I mean, it's just been retard after retard after retard after retard. And he's going to end up with 4. J.J. Redick, that team is going to get killed. Their defense, their defensive scheme is awful. It is terrible. That's why it is so frustrating. Well, I was listening to Trevor Lane's post-game video after the Lakers beat the Kings last night, and he's talking about, Nick Smith Jr. played well, or, man, like, dude, they played the Kings, whose coaching staff is like, I'm sure, mentally handicapped. The Sacramento Kings coaching staff is mentally handicapped. But again, who owns the Kings? Vivek Ranadive. That's who he listens to. Mentally challenged human beings like Doug Christie, right? We could go in there. We would win a championship in Sacramento this fucking year. Why? Because our defense would give up under 100 points. We'd still score. However, we'd score over 100. We'd give up under 100 because our attention to oh my God, don't even get me started with the transition defense. Oh my, have you watched transition defense in the NBA? Nobody talking. 2 guys going to 1 guy. 1 guy getting back to the middle of nowhere. It's unbelievable. It's true. It is a crime. What I show, and I'm not making up that film. It's a fucking crime. Yes, we don't say in the comments or in the questions, don't say you. It's we. We all have to do this. It's not me. Like, We all, not us, not all, we all choose to be lower and middle class. We choose that. We choose to have financial problems, mental health issues. We choose to not live in a house as big as we want to live in. We all do. Why? Because we don't have one singular message to these NBA retards on how the game's supposed to be played. Because it's not you, it's we. We watch Gilbert Arenas' podcast. Who in the fucking Christ wants to hear from Gilbert Arenas, who never won a thing? And they talk about nonsense. LeBron versus Jordan. Luka is struggling on defense. Nobody individually struggles on defense. You struggle on defense when you don't know where your help is. Defense is not talent. Defense is IQ, right? So I'm listening to, Luka sucks defensively. He sucks defensively because the Lakers defense of scheme is atrocious, is absolute garbage. And how many teams are we going to watch run drop coverage on the Lakers? It is truly unbelievable. No, but getting back to what I was saying, we watch Gilbert Arenas, right? We watch Kenyon Martin. I have a question. We choose to be lower and middle class because we want to hear from Rashad McCants. Rashad McCants. What? And then, you've got B-Ball Breakdown, who doesn't do, all those people do their YouTubes for them because they're trying to make $100 or $500. You know how many sponsorships I get sponsored? I get asked for sponsorships all the time. I've never even responded to one because I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for us. So let's stop choosing to be lower class, middle class, not have a wife as hot as we want, not have a house as big. We have to stop watching. Gilbert Arenas' show tomorrow should have 0 views. 0. That is a bunch of bullshit. And that guy, Josiah Johnson, it's a bunch of crap. That's what they don't talk about anything important. Nothing of importance. Kendrick Perkins, when he's actually speaking English, which is rare, I heard him the other night, actually. He finally said, you know what, JJ, stop blaming the players. It's your fault. But then Kendrick Perkins, who, again, I don't think actually speaks English. I'm pretty sure does not speak English. So I do want to, he is illiterate. But why doesn't he show the clips of why JJ Redick's at fault and not LeBron and Luka and DeAndre Ayton and whoever? Why don't they show that? Tim Legler and Richard Jefferson, who, oh my God, that'll be the last thing I see before I die, is Tim Legler and Richard Jefferson. So I'm not kidding. And Doris Burke. Those will be the last people I see before I die. Why are they never pointing that out? Ever pointing it out? I heard Stan Van Gundy doing the NBA Cup game. Stan Van Gundy, who the entire Van Gundy family, failures. But they've all been head coaches. Head coach of the Pistons, head coach of the Heat, head coach of the Pelicans. Jeff Van Gundy is the defensive coordinator for the Clippers. Have you looked at the Clippers defense? They have Kawhi Leonard dropping 50, and they're 10-21 because Jeff Van terrorist. It gets me so angry, my head explodes. But again, we have to have one voice, one clear message. And, I just thought YouTube was the best thing to do. This summer I took an assistant coaching job at the Division II level, and I didn't get along with the head coach, so I came back here to do YouTube. And that's the problem. If any of us, that's the problem right there. Okay. By the way, the Division II team sucks. It's terrible. I left before the season started. So that's the problem, though. All of these great things that we can bring to the game of basketball, we can't bring to the game of basketball. If any of us got a job at Michigan State, say, coach, we're a video coordinator for Michigan State. We have to listen to Tom Izzo, a guy who hasn't won anything in 25 years. Tom Izzo has been at Michigan State for 43 years as either an assistant or a head coach. You know how many? He's won 1 title in 43 years. 1. And he's still employed, and he makes $7.2 million a year. That is society losing. Okay? Like people go, oh my God, what's going to happen with AI? We're better with like we beat AI. Okay. We know how to dominate. Okay. We can dominate, but we have to have one voice. Like, listen, and when I ask for views on a video, it has nothing to do with money. I do not care about money. Let me repeat that. If I get 500,000 views on a video, I make $0. I do not monetize it. I want the message to get out. I want Dan Gilbert to see that and say, wow, it's inappropriate that I'm employing that pile of trash, Kenny Atkinson, and I'm only listening to my children, that this person out here, and we're all going together. Once one of us breaks through, we all break through. We're all breaking through. And but it's just, the content out there. It's just, you got B-ball break. You have all these people. I mean, there's so many people peddling garbage. And it's just, and the Gilbert Arenas show makes my how, and the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. What? Stop listening to that, please. But I don't know. I don't know how to get the message across. I've tried pretty much everything there is to try. I've emailed owners. I've DM'd, LinkedIn DM'd. It gets nowhere. And that's why I say we live in North Korea. We live in a different version of North Korea, 100%. 100%. So, I said it 2 or 3 years ago that we live in North Korea. We really do. And it's because of people like Dan Gilbert or Mark Cuban. Look at Mark Cuban. What a joke he is. Mark Cuban owned the Mavericks for 25 years, won once. One title. Had one of the greatest players of all time, won once. Why? Because he had Avery Johnson, pinheaded retard. Rick Carlisle, pinheaded retard. Jason Kidd, who honestly, if you called a retard, would be a compliment to retards. Like, he is a complete disgrace, right? Billy Donovan's still in Chicago. We live in North Korea. 100%. 100% we live in North Korea. And I don't know what to do. I really don't. I love every night, and we all can do this. Like, I love every night just taking NBA highlights from a game, looking at it, seeing how pathetic that there's no attention to detail defensively. None. Not on down screens, not on cross screens, flares, pin downs. There's nothing. Now, I don't get into offense. I at the college level, I would have to get into offense because not everybody at the college level scores over 100. If college games are scored in the 50s and 60s, so you got to execute offensively. The NBA, the talent is just so immense in the NBA, and the defense is so pathetic that everybody scores over 100. So as everything, defense is everything. Any team in the fucking league, but the Wizards want to take years tanking instead of bringing us in. We would win a title with this year's Wizards. Why? Because no team would ever score under 100. You know why? Because everybody'd be in the gaps. When the ball moves, you move, right? I want to get about half. I stunt, recover. Our feet would always be set, right? So we can just stunt, get back out, right? Because if your feet are going towards the ball on the kick out, you're not getting out. Our transition defense would be impeccable, right? There'd be communication on every transition defense. There'd be communication. Everyone gets a body. Okay. CJ McCollum might end up guarding a center in transition. That's how it works. You get to the nearest body, you say it, and round we go. The transition defense, the half court defense, we'd be showing our hands, sliding our feet, not gambling. We'd know where our help is. So, yeah. By the way, you don't even, some of you guys, my real name is Donald Hadesman. I'll give you the Twitter. I've been begging for people. I begged for people to reach out for me. I've begged for people to reach out for me. I live in Detroit, which is, of course, another disgusting basketball place. I mean, the Pistons are not going to do anything. And the Pistons head coach is JB Bickerstaff. The only reason he has a job is because his dad was Bernie Bickerstaff. That stuff has to stop. That stuff, but it's not just that. The nepotism is one thing. It's just the pure idiocy and retardation I mean, really, the pure idiocy and retardation. And maybe I should do more live streams and we can go over the film together. All of us go over the film together on live streams. Um, but yeah, I mean, someone's asked me about the Nets. Yeah, we'd win a title with the Nets. The Nets score over 100 points. Can somebody look that up? How many points do the Nets score? It's over 100. The problem is they give up 130 every night. There'd be no drop cut. We'd be icing. We'd be hedging. The thing I don't talk about as much in the videos is we like switching too. Like I love switching, right? Because nobody has to rotate. No one has to. It's just pure boom, switch, and then know where your help is, right? And then if we have to double in the post, we'll double. We'll rotate. But yeah, you get the second you. I'm being dead serious about this. I'm being dead fucking serious. And you won't hear this on Gilbert and Draymond Green's stupid. Why is anybody listening to Draymond Green? Why? He will never win another championship ever again. Why? Not because Draymond Green's a great defensive player, great player, Hall of Famer. He'll never win another title because of Steve Kerr. So why am I listening to Draymond Green speak on anything NBA? He does not, I'm sorry, he knows what it takes to win when he has 4 Hall of Famers. That's what Draymond Green and that idiot Warriors organization knows how to win. The Warriors will not win for decades. And it's going to be because of Steve Kerr. But yeah, people like Draymond Green, Carmelo Anthony. Why are people listening to Carmelo Anthony? Another basketball retard. Very, very talented player. Very talented. Great player. But guess what? He played for George Karl. He played for Mike Woodson. What other bum-ass people did he play for? Never won anything. So why am I listening to Carmelo Anthony? Why? The guy's never won a thing. Great player, Hall of Fame player, should have won many championships, but played with brain-dead retards over and over and over again and won nothing. So what? So he has this New York after 7 p.m. or whatever. Why am I watching that? That doesn't get us anywhere. That doesn't move the game of basketball along anywhere. And I got to be honest with you, Michael Jordan, like probably the greatest player of all time, have no respect for anymore. Owned the Hornets. What happened with the Hornets? You hired Steve Clifford. Michael Jordan hired Steve Clifford. Couldn't win anything with the Hornets. Obviously, Michael Jordan, greatest player of all time. That's why he won 6 championships. But you know what? The second he left the floor and his talent went away, he didn't know what the fuck to do. They had Steve Clifford. The Hornets have never gotten out of the first round of the playoffs. And why? Because they employ retards. If we were coaching the Hornets, they would have multiple championships and be a dynasty. But nope, your pinheaded brain deadness has you hire Steve Clifford. Well, I'm drawing up what other retards did the Hornets have as the head coach? Well, I'm trying to remember. I just remember Steve Clifford for some reason. They had other retards. But like again, oh my God, they had Paul Silas. They had Steven Silas. So yeah, I mean, that's terrorism right there. Because people with ideas, like the Hornets lose every year, right? The Hornets are an organization that loses a lot. We can go in there and show them this is why you're losing. This is how you'll be winning. But they don't want to listen because I'm not Michael Jordan's son or Michael Jordan's sibling. That's got to stop. That's got to stop. Tom Izzo should not be at Michigan State for 30 years winning 1 championship. Okay? Should not happen. Right? You go 3, 4, 5 years without winning, get out. Get the fuck out. 30 years, no accountability ever. None. I watch these JJ Redick press conferences. No, all these clueless. I mean, who are some of the pinheaded Lakers media? We already know Trevor Lane is literally, I don't think there's any brain cells in his brain. I think he's literally just talking like Stephen Hawking used to talk off of like a thing. He's such a moron. That guy, Trevor Lane, that Trevor Lane is the reason the Lakers don't win anything. But who are some of the, McMenamin. I watched them ask JJ Redick questions. How about pointing out to JJ Redick, hey, JJ, you ran drop coverage here and just gave up a 2-on-1 alley-oop. What exactly defensive is that? That's a good scheme for you? JJ Redick, they just ran a down screen here and you had DeAndre Ayton in the paint as opposed to attached to the screener and showing. And so the player is able to curl as opposed to forcing him out on the screen. They don't ask. They don't ask. They sit there. They sit there. It's like unreal. Jason Timp, that's another fucking moron. I saw his shit on YouTube. We have to all do this together. I've begged you, you have my email, hateisma1@gmail.com, Twitter, reach me out on there. I'm always there. Maybe we need to do more live streams. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe because we're not getting anywhere. I'm trying to find where the fuck is the down sign? There it is. Awful coach. I'm trying to show film. Like I'm trying to break down. I mean, if you've seen most of my last couple of films were like 25 minutes long because I wasn't just talking about the game. I was talking about the actual the terrorist organizations, the disgusting organizations that are the reason for the economy being bad, that are the reason for bad mental health, that are the reason for financial problems. I don't get it. And honestly, I don't get like we have to. We live in North Korea. Dan Gilbert is Kim Jong Un. He's worse actually. Dan Gilbert is more evil than Kim Jong Un, 100%. Steve Kerr more evil than Kim Jong Un. So I don't know. I guess we could. I mean, I can go on live streams and we can look at film on live streams if that's. Like, do we want? We can do that. I don't know, but I need to figure out like how we can, how we can rise up, how we can all rise up, and get rid of the Steve Kerrs. Somebody talked about the Nets. What's that idiot? Oh, Jordy Fernandez. We got to get rid of him. Like, how do we get rid of these people? This is killing the United States. It's why there's bad health care. It's why everything. You think I'm joking. I am not joking. Like, if we could just get in the room and show these NBA teams, this is why your defense is terrible. Every single NBA defense is terrible. If you're giving up over 100 points in the NBA, your defense sucks. You have horrible coaching defensively if you give up over 100 points. And I'm being dead serious. This is the God's honest truth. Anytime you watch an NBA game, now, the Thunder can get away with it because they're incredibly talented. Anytime you watch a team in the NBA the next time you see the Lakers run drop coverage, the next time you see the Pistons run drop coverage, the Miami Heat, oh my God, why is Eric Spoelstra still employed? Really? How many more play-in games? This is like their fourth year in a row in the play-in. Why is that? Why am I hearing about Eric Spoelstra being a good coach? Why is anybody talking about Eric Spoelstra? Go watch a Heat game, please. Go look at their defense. So we want to talk about, if you want to talk a little bit about my life, yes, I do live with my mother. I don't have to. I could find a place to live. Yes, I live with my mother in Metro Detroit. I don't really go out much. I watch film and I'm trying to, I'm trying to change because this affects all of us. Any of you on here that has kids, do you realize your kids are going to have to do that? They're going to have to go to college and be a student manager, which means you make $0, have nothing to do with basketball, nothing. You'll be handing out Gatorades. You'll be setting up the cones for practice. You have to listen to a pinheaded retard like Tom Izzo, who hasn't, the last time I am 36 years old. The last time, Coach, your hairline is cooked. That's actually not true. It's the angle. Let me kind of do like here, I'm doing like what is that called? Like a part. Doesn't that part make it look better? I don't know why we're talking about my hair, which has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. Okay. All right. No more hairline stuff. Fine. Whatever. My hairline's, I don't care. Dude, who gives a shit? All this NBA stuff's going on. I'll give up my whole fucking hairline to get rid of Steve Kerr. But anytime you see a team run drop coverage, just you can say right there, that's why they're not winning a championship. Any team you see running drop coverage outside of like the Thunder, that's why they're not winning right there. So, I don't know exactly how the best way to continue this is. I think if we all stick together, we can do great things, but we have to stick together. There can't be like, And again, like, I don't know, like, the views don't matter. The subscribers matter to me, of course. I don't get paid for subscribers. I could have 500,000 subscribers and make less money than someone with 200,000 subscribers. That subscribers mean nothing. I just want to have, like, I want people to see, like, oh my God, this is what it is, right? This is what it is. If you guys want me to subscribe to your channels, please list them here. I'll do whatever. Like, I care about subscribers. I care about getting the chance. Like, do you realize the second any of us, including me, penetrates that NBA team, penetrates the Cavaliers and fixes them and turns them into a dynasty, I'm making sure we're all coming with us. 200,000, 300,000. I'm making sure we all come with us. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's really sad what's going on. And the Golden State Warrior, and again, and the media is a big part of it. A big part of it. Zach Lowe's show is really, really dangerous. That is a really dangerous, disgusting Bill Simmons. Those are dangerous, disgusting shows that just allow the NBA to continue as is. Zach Lowe allows the NBA to continue as is. Never ever points out anything having to do with the coaching ever. Though that Bill Simmons show, like, I certainly don't watch or listen. Those are dangerous. That is terrorist propaganda. Terrorist propaganda. Zach Lowe. See, I don't even want these donations. You guys are giving me donations. Like, I just want to give them back, or I want to, like, put them in a pot and we can all share it. Like, I don't want the donations. No, you see, like Logan Sparks 23. I love Bill and Tim Legler pod. Do you know how dangerous and harmful a sentence that is? Do you realize how harmful a sentence that is? Because every time you watch Zach Lowe and Bill Simmons' show, you are saying it's okay for Steve Clifford. You're saying it's okay for Eric Spoelstra. How is nobody talking about what a brain dead retard Eric Spoelstra is? Let's go over Eric Spoelstra's career. He's been the head coach since 2008. I don't know why. He won a championship with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Bosh in their prime. A dead deer on the side of the road would have won 2 championships. He didn't even win 3 or 4. He had Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh, an absolute cheat code for 4 years, and he only won twice. He only won twice. Like, dude, how am I the only person talking about Eric Spoelstra? How? But yet you go on Zach Lowe and Bill Simmons' show, and they're talking about what an organization. What kind of organization are the Miami Heat? They won when they had Dwayne Wade and Shaq in their prime, sucked for a decade. Then LeBron just overnight goes there, and they didn't even win. They had LeBron they had apex prime LeBron, apex prime Dwayne Wade, apex prime Chris Ross. They won 2 titles, 2 out of 4. How? And what have they won since? Nothing. Constantly the 8 seed, constantly getting destroyed. How am I the only person? Somebody asked me my thoughts on Mark Pope going to the college game. Right. And one of their titles, they barely won. If Ray Allen doesn't hit a miracle 3 and Greg Popovich isn't a brain dead idiot and actually has a big man on the floor, they only win 1. That's right. They only should have won 1. And I got to hear about Eric Spoelstra. And it's the media and fat ass fucking Brian Windhorst. These people are dangerous because they're propagandists. Do you understand? They are propagandists propping up the league. They never say anything about the disgusting hiring practices, how grotesque the defense is. They don't talk about any of that stuff. Stephen A. Smith, very dangerous when it comes to the NBA. When it comes to the NBA, Stephen A. Smith, he's very dangerous. Because he's a fan of the New York Knicks. Do you realize the Knicks, in the biggest media market in America, haven't won an NBA title since, I think, 1973? And Stephen A. Smith, with the platform he has, does not mention for a second, never mentions the fact, never talks about the coaching, ever. You guys, it actually got a lot of views when the Knicks lost in Game 6 to the Pacers last year. Go watch that film at the mental retardation of that coaching. And you had people saying that Tom Thibodeau should have stayed. You have fucking people that say that. And yeah, Stephen A. Smith is very dangerous with his platform, and he does not talk about what a disaster the coaching is. And the Knicks are not going to win this year. Do you think the New York Knicks are winning a championship this year? They're not. And why? Because you hired Mike Brown. You have a platform, and you're not going to talk about the fact the New York Knicks just hired retard Mike Brown, who ruined the Sacramento Kings, who ruined LeBron's career. Remember, Mike Brown ruined LeBron's career. His first go around in Cleveland, he ruined his career. His first time in Cleveland, ruined it. They had him for what? I think 7 years, never won a thing. And now the Knicks want to hire that guy. And you want to talk about Dan Gilbert. Don't forget, Dan Gilbert, after Mike Brown won him nothing for 7 years, nothing. Dan Gilbert went and hired that man, Mike Brown, again. And you're going to tell me he's not a terrorist, that he isn't the reason for mental depression, for mental anxiety. Dangerous. Those people are dangerous, really, really dangerous. I forgot about that. Dan Gilbert hired Mike Brown twice. Twice. I mean, this guy, I can't. By the way, I live very close. Dan Gilbert lives like 10 minutes from me walking distance. That's why I bring him up so much. We actually randomly have 2 NBA owners that live like within like 10 minutes of me. The Suns owner and the Cavs owner. But yeah, I mean, the Knicks hired Mike Brown. On Mike Brown's resume, this is what it will say. Had LeBron during absolute prime and won nothing. And he's now he was the head coach of the Lakers, ruined them. Head coach of the Kings, ruined them. Head coach, where else? He was in Cleveland a second time, ruined them again. That was when they had the Kyrie Irving, Deion Waiters teams. And now he's with the Knicks. And the Knicks will win nothing. The Knicks will win nothing. Yes, I would go bald for 300K subscribers. That's all I care about is subscribers. This does not, YouTube will never make money for me. Okay. I want you to understand. I could have 5 million subscribers. I would never turn monetization on YouTube. My YouTube channel is not for money at all. It is for the messaging. It is to help everybody so that you don't have to be a student manager at Michigan State. That's what my YouTube channel's for. That's what it's for. And by the way, my voice is loud. I might be waking up my mother. Yeah. By the way, the Discord. I have a Discord. I mean, meet me and I haven't shared that yet. Let me go share the Discord. I had to use my old fucking computer. My new MacBook doesn't allow me to fucking live stream. And let me get that. All right, I'll give you the Discord in a minute. But yeah, I mean, like, I can't even, like, do you guys even believe, like, the words that I'm saying? Like, when you say them out loud, Mike Brown coached LeBron for 7 years and won nothing. And yet still gets head coaching jobs. And people, even when he's not a head coach, he was like the associate head coach of the fucking Warriors. I mean, this is like, this goes, but we have to make people care. We have to make people care. I'm trying to. Every person that's chatting in here, every person that's watching, I do not want you to be an intern for an NBA team. I want you to have real say in fixing the defense. Okay? I don't want you being a student manager for a college basketball team or a video coordinator for college. I want you having a real say in both offense and defense. We have to change this. Tom Izzo should not be allowed to work. Tom Izzo should have been fired literally 20 years ago. Literally 20 years ago. I'm not joking. It's unbelievable. And the media, it's not just the coaches. It is the media. It is the media. By the way, really quickly, I have lost like interest in girls as much as I used to. Like a year or two ago, I was like really into like going out, trying to get with girls, stuff. I don't really care. I really like don't care. If you told me that I could get to 1,000,000 subscribers and I would never have sex again, I'd do it immediately. I do it immediately. You told me right now I could get 1,000,000 subscribers to spread the message about basketball. I'd say, nope, I'm never having sex again. It's okay. Porn's good. There's great porn. I watch it all the time. But anyways, but yeah, I mean the words that I'm saying, like Eric Spoelstra, the Heat are going to be in the play-in again. They're going to be in the play. Is that 4 years in a row play-in? And people talk about Eric Spoelstra being a good coach. That fat fucking piece of cholesterol, Brian Windhorst, talks about him being a good coach. Oh my God, what's that other fuckbag's name? What's the little 4-foot guy on Brian Windhorst's podcast? Somebody help me. Who's Tim Bontemps? That's another fucking it's a dangerous person. It is. Those are dangerous people. Those people are, that is like, you know how in Russia, there's the Kremlin or there's North Korean state media. They work for North Korean state media. Those people, people say Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is a dangerous person. Charles Barkley, Shaq, Kenny Smith. Those people need to be blasted off the air. I actually remember after game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, the year that Luka was on the Mavs against Minnesota. They were on that stupid ass shit show. Tell me you don't watch Inside the NBA, that dumb fucking show. They were talking actually about how the Timberwolves drop coverage was so pathetic. It was so pathetic. Draymond Green was on talking about it actually. Hey, Draymond, you run your fucking drop coverage in Golden State. Shut the fuck up. Yes. I honestly, like you told me, I had a girl I had a real big crush on in high school. I'm 36, so this is 20 years ago. I always think of her in the back of my head. I don't care. I get rid of all of these girls, like, just to have this message, because this is going to help. Like, this society sucks. Like, let's be real. This society sucks. That you have to be an unpaid student manager listening to a retard. What part of that is it doesn't suck? How could I bring a child in this world where they're going to have to be a student manager at Michigan State or Duke with John Shire, pinheaded retards? Who's the Houston coach? Kelvin Sampson, Kelvin Sampson's been a head coach for 40 years. He has never won a title. Like, I have to stand, and people talk about him. Dick Vitale, that's another guy that I can't wait for him to die. Kelvin Sampson has coached basketball for 40 years and has won nothing. How is he still employed? Like, you just look, and in college basketball, I got to be honest with you. College basketball, I got to be honest with you. College basketball, I really get more offended by the offense than the defense. I mean, the defense in college basketball, like, you can honestly, I wouldn't do it. And believe me, if you do it, you're a fucking pill-headed moron. But you can actually run drop coverage in college basketball and get away with it a decent amount because the talent is just not there. The thing that actually, when I watch college basketball, I get most offended on is the offense. The offense in college basketball is a crime against humanity. And it's the same thing, because I talk about Bronny James is just kind of a player I talk about because a lot of people talk about him. He's not obviously a real NBA player, but that's a guy. Nobody in college or Bronny, I talk about Bronny James. It's the same. It's what I talk about with Bronny James offensively is the same way at every college. No idea how to run pick and roll. No idea spacing on pick and roll. No fucking clue how to run pick and roll. That's when I watch college basketball, that's what I get most offended at, is that nobody runs pick and roll the right way, ever. I've never seen it ever. How would you run? So offensively, whatever. We can get into this. You want, I don't know, Penn Snare. The Raptors guy. Yeah, Penn Snare got mad. Right. There's another fucking there's another person. What's the Raptors coach? Darko Rajakovic. That's another, if you watch Raptors film, okay, and you watch Darko Rajakovic, it is like I mean, I could go to a middle school and watch better coach basketball than the Raptors. I'm not joking. The Raptors coaching it is. I'm pretty sure Darko Rajakovic was dropped on his head like multiple times. Awful. Like unbelievable how awful it is. Um yeah. So yeah, I mean, and Mark, you guys, people are asking me about Mark Daignault. Mark Daignault's an idiot. What was Mark Daignault before before Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams got there? They were awful. The Thunder were fucking awful. By the way, and you know what else I can't stand? And I heard this. You hear this, the NBA, the terrorist media, but I heard this in I hear this in college a lot of times. People say, "Oh, it's just 1 year, it's a rebuilding year." The best coaching job I ever had. I was an assistant coach at Marygrove College, an NAIA school in downtown Detroit, and we won. They had never won. They had never. I don't remember the records. They had never been to the conference tournament before. Never had won 2 games in a row before. We won 6 straight. Whatever. The school closed on me the year after, and this is what I talk about with society and trying to help everyone out. It's not me. This is not me. You know how much money I'm making on this live stream? Nothing. Nothing. I don't care about money. YouTube and Twitter, I do not care. I don't make a dollar off of this, nor do I want to. We all, not just me, we all should be making millions of dollars in the NBA. If Dan Gilbert would ever wake up his stupid fucking head, the fact that Dan Gilbert sleeps in one of his mansions, or name an owner, Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer is worth how much? $100 billion. He employs Tyronn Lue. That's $100 billion of tree shit. Could you imagine? You were the CEO of Microsoft, and you have Tyronn Lue. Oh my God! If you watch a Clippers game, oh my God, Tyronn Lue and that drop coverage and how they don't defend screens. It is Steve Ballmer, dangerous human being, very dangerous. Like Vladimir Putin, less dangerous than Steve Ballmer. I'm not fucking joking. Steve Ballmer, you were the CEO of Microsoft, and you have Tyronn Lue still. They have James Harden and Kawhi Leonard and Zubac. They have talent, and they're 10-21. And you watch Tyronn Lue with your $150 billion, and you do nothing. Less dangerous. Dan Gilbert, same thing. Steve Ballmer, less dangerous than Vladimir Putin. I'm not even sort of joking. I think the Ukraine-Russian war would end if we could just get to the league and show what we can do. I think the Russia-Ukraine war would be over. I'm not joking. But, and again, like, you have all these people with huge platforms, like Elon Musk is talking about bringing people to Mars. Take Tyronn Lue to Mars, please. Yes, let's have civilization on Mars. Let's take Frank Vogel. Let's take Jason Kidd. Let's take Lawrence Frank. All of them go to Mars, please. And then have it explode. But yeah, Trump doesn't talk about it a lot. Like, these people, Mr. Beast, stop saving cities in Africa. The cities still fucking suck, or wherever the cities are being saved. Like, we have a issue in the United States that needs fixing. I could never, ever have a child. I could never. How people bring children into this society where you have to be a student manager listening to Tom Izzo. Or any of these coaches, any of these fucking fuckbags. You know who sucked as a coach? Bob Knight. What? He was in Indiana for 40 years, won 3 titles in 40 years. I'm telling you, this chat, everybody here, we are a dynasty. We are a dynasty. Now, that is one thing I probably would not do. I would not let Diddy penetrate me for 1 million subscribers. I would think about it, but I would say no. But yeah, and so, on the Pistons is the same thing. And we have Arn Tellem. Do you guys know Arn Tellem? Another real fucking fuckbag, former agent. For some reason came to Detroit. His son is now, and I've tried to show him. It's just, It's I would think about it. I would really I would tell him like start putting on some oil. Let me think about this. I'm not joking. Like for 1,000,000 subscribers to end to get rid of. If you told me it was going to get to Tyronn Lue and all those people forever, I would tell Diddy get the oil going. I'm thinking. I'm not telling you yes or no, but I'm thinking. That's how bad it is. Eric Spoelstra, cholesterol, Windhorst. Oh my God, yeah, I mean, we can do like I'll do live streams every night. Yeah, Rich Paul's another fucking retard, but so's LeBron. Look what LeBron has done to his son. LeBron has no idea how to teach his son how to run a pick and roll. What are you doing? I see LeBron just bought like 3 houses in LA. Buy one house, teach him how to do the pick and roll. Bronny James has no idea how to run pick and roll against drop coverage, against hedging, doesn't understand spacing. It's embarrassing. And he doesn't know when to cut. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can live stream all the time. I mean, all these NBA regular season games are such fucking garbage. I want to give out the Discord. Are you guys in the Discord? Yeah. Let's go back to and again, like please contact me. Like I don't need to just talk to you on this. Email. I respond to every email, every tweet, Twitter, DM, whatever. Reach out to me. Let's talk. Like the only way we're going to do this is having dialogue. Like until oh my God, I just think about those Bill Simmons shows and those Zach Lowe shows that so many people watch. And I'm just thinking like, you are just a part of the matrix, the terrorist matrix. Yeah. I mean, Dan Gilbert's a complete terrorist. He's ruined the world. He's saving Detroit. What are you saving? Shut up about the Gilbert Family Foundation. You hired Mike Brown twice. You have Kenny Atkinson currently destructing the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are what they're 8. Let's think about this. Okay. The Cleveland Cavaliers have 4 All-Stars. 4. Okay. 4 All-Stars. The Cavs have Darius Garland. They have Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell. 4 All-Stars. There's not another team in the league that has 4. The Lakers might have 3. The Cavs have 4 All-Stars, and they are 2 games above 500. 2. And they haven't even been to the conference finals with this team. Like, do you understand that, Dan Gilbert? Listen, people talking about mods and stuff. We'll clean this stuff up. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'll do this every night. I don't give a fuck. I'll be here you have to understand what my life is. It is nothing. It is trying to fix basketball film. I go to my dinner with my dad once a week. He lives in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. My parents are divorced. I got to get the Discord link. It's in my notes. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me grab that. It's in my notes. I just like the second I feel like I stop talking, I'm going to lose audience. And we don't want to lose audience. Oh, shit. I had to use my new fucking MacBook. Such a piece of shit. It doesn't let me do good. Okay, here we go. Where are you? Discord. Here's the Discord. So yeah, I mean, the Discord's great. I'm there, I mean, I do what I can. There's the Discord. We're going to get mods going. We're going to do this all the time. But yeah, I mean, my life is nothing. My mother is 77 years old, so she's getting up there in age. I want to, spend time with her. I live with her, and then I see my dad. But yeah, I'd love. What games are on tomorrow? It's a light slate tomorrow. Let's see. It's a light slate tomorrow. Grosse Pointe is not that rich of an area. Okay. I live in Bingham Farms, Michigan, by the way. I don't know if anyone's close. Bingham Farms, Michigan. Okay. Discord not working. I'm going to have Josh Gunn fix that. Discord link expired. Hold on. This Discord thing. We're going to get it rolling tomorrow. I don't want to lose audience. I want to talk. I want the voice. Yes. Why is Chauncey Billups should have been in jail long before he ever used X-ray glasses at a poker game. Chauncey Billups was committing fraud every night he was out in Portland. Fucking piece of shit. I used to love the Pistons too. Can't stand them. I can't wait to do this tomorrow. It's already, what time is it here? It's 1:30 a.m. My piece of shit new computer. Okay. Okay, hold on. I don't have this. Just a sec. I gotta find it. I am live right now. I don't know why I can't send this. This is on my old laptop. Yeah, it's not working. Anyways, I'm gonna have somebody text it to me. I want people in the Discord. I mean, the Discord's a good place. I'm in there, like I'm in the wherever I am, like Twitter or email. You have my email. You have my fucking email. Fucking email me. I'll respond to you tonight. Trevor Lane is a retard. Trevor Lane is a retard. Trevor Lane is a dangerous. He peddles lies. He is a complete disaster. Hold on. We're going to do, let's do that. Let's go live every night and we'll talk about this shit in person. Okay. I'm not going to have the fucking graphics that Gilbert Arenas, I'm not going to have fucking graphics with Gilbert Arenas. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have Rashad McCants and Kenyon Martin. How is anybody listening to Kenyon Martin? How is that possible? I'd rather have somebody stab me in the wrist. Kenyon Martin? Yeah, I will work on graphics. I'm talking to a company in India that said they'll do all the graphics for me. So maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do that. Kenyon Martin. It's unbelievable. What other idiots are on the Gilbert? Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings? Did he ever even play in the second round of the playoffs? It's these complete, but people watch. People watch and they're just feeding them every time you watch, you're feeding the machine. Every time you watch, you're letting Eric Spoelstra be the 8th seed again and have nobody bring up anything. You're having JJ Redick have a team give up 150. Here's another one. And this one really, really gets to me. This one, the Atlanta Hawks played the Chicago Bulls 2 Sundays ago. They gave up 100. Wait, someone just said something. I never thought we would have a live stream. Oh, somebody said this. Whatever. Yeah. So the Atlanta Hawks 2 Sundays. Do you please process this with me? Please process this. Please. The Atlanta Hawks scored 100 or gave up 150 points to the Bulls. The Atlanta Hawks owner's Tony Resler. His kid works for the team. I actually was thinking about LinkedIn messaging him. I don't even know what the point of it is. But the Atlanta Hawks gave up 150 points. You literally have to be coached by someone with a Trevor Lane sized brain. I am not joking. I'm seriously not joking. You could take an embryo, you could do an abortion. I don't care about abortions or whatever. I don't care about that. You could take an embryo out of a fetus and they could coach a team to not give up 150 points defensively. Do you know how poorly coached you have to be to do that? That's what the Hawks did. I'm sorry, it was actually 152 points. The Discord link is, yes, Discord link is in the channel subscription. Thank you for pointing that out. Sorry, tomorrow I will have it. But yeah, let's roll, dude. I don't care. What are you guys doing for New Year's? I'll be just fucking on here trying to figure out how Dan Gilbert allows Kenny. The Cavs, honestly, anytime I talk about the Cavs, it gets more ridiculous. They have 4 All-Stars. They have 4 All-Stars, and they are 2 games over 500 in the worst Eastern Conference ever. 4 All-Stars. 4! And Dan Gilbert won't listen to anyone unless you're his kid. 4 All-Stars. So look, obviously, like how are we going to get this message going? Well, subscribers helps. Okay. Subscribers is big. Like subscribing is important. The views on the videos, you want to watch the videos. You don't, I don't know what to say. When I see Jimmy X Roller and that guy, Jimmy X Roller, another guy who just peddles the terrorism, just feed the machine. I see Jimmy X Roller did a video the other day saying, "Oh, I can't believe LeBron didn't score 10 points in a game," and it gets like 1 million views. Who gives a shit? How does that help anyone? Remember, what are we doing? What are we doing? All of us here, your children, will never be a student manager at Michigan State. Not ever for 1 minute. They will go to college. They will already be in the NBA ready to run a dynasty. They do not need to be a student manager at Kentucky or Duke or these brain dead college organizations. Could you imagine being a student manager for Kelvin Sampson? Kelvin, you've been coaching longer than I've been alive. You've never won a championship. So how's he still there? Oh my God. I probably what I'll bring my mom on the line. We have a dog. I have a rescue dog that doesn't like me because it's afraid of men. It's a nice dog. I like the dog. I give it treats, stuff like that. But yeah, are there any good coaches in the NBA? No. No. Any go okay, I'll answer your question. I need fancy graphics. Well, I'm working on that. Um what was the question? What NBA coaches do I like? Any coach in the NBA, so there's 30 NBA teams. Go watch all 30 teams. Any coach that you see that does not run drop coverage, I like. Go watch, and you know what's going to happen? You'll find none. You'll find none. How can you? But it's not me. How can you like a coach that runs drop coverage? Have you seen drop coverage? Have I not? Have we looked at what drop coverage is? I mean, Greg Popovich, one of the biggest retards of all time. One of the biggest fucking frauds of all time. The biggest fucking fraud of all time. That's one of the now, I don't care about this sport as much, but Bill Belichick, another fraud. Popovich is one of the biggest frauds of all time. When he didn't have three, and then even the last year, the Spurs won 4 Hall of Famers. What were the Spurs? They were fucking awful. That's why they got Wembanyama. Greg Popovich was so brain dead. That's why they got Wembanyama. That's why they got Wembanyama. Yeah, I complete terrorist, Greg Pop, and I hear all these people talk about how great Greg Pop. I heard Alvin Gentry, who's another guy. Like again, we live in a society. So what does us growing together? And please remember my email. I'm giving you my personal email. Please email me whenever. I might give you my cell phone number. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that because we are such a family and we're doing this together. We're not like. No more Gilbert Arenas. No more. No more. Jeannie Buss. Right. Jeannie Buss is just nepotism. So if we were Jerry Buss's kid, Jeannie Buss has fucked the Lakers. Do you realize Jeannie Buss completely destroyed Kobe Bryant's last 6 years in the NBA? Completely destroyed it. Completely. And Jeannie Buss hired Mike Brown. In fact, that's all I need to say about Jeannie Buss. She hired Mike Brown. She hired Mike Brown. And then is watching. And oh my God, wait. Guess who else Jeannie Buss hired? Darvin Ham. And by the way, that is the biggest terrorist. That is one of the biggest terrorism parts of the NBA is that Darvin Ham sucks so much cock, sucks so much cock with the Lakers. Had LeBron, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell. That team had talent. Austin Reeves. With Darvin Ham sucked so much cock for 2 years. He shouldn't be allowed in an NBA stadium. Guess where he is now? He's the lead assistant with the Bucks. By the way, you guys want another one on Dan Gilbert? I'm telling you, if we live stream every day, we're going to be talking about Dan Gilbert every day because I can't get enough of that fucking pinata, that complete waste of space. Kenny Atkins, you have 4 All-Stars. You didn't even make it to the conference finals. In a terrible East. 4 All-Stars. How many All-Stars the Pacers have? 1? Who was I even like? Was like 4 All-Stars. 4. Oh no, the Dan Gilbert thing. Look at who please, someone's got to do it right now. Look up who the Cleveland Cavaliers video coordinator is. It doesn't stop. This shit does not stop. Please look up who the video coordinator is. I gotta tweet that out. All right. You don't need to look it up. It's Darvin Ham's son. So Darvin Ham who it should be in a mental hospital for being dropped on his fucking head. Is we want Darvin Ham's son. Now, video coordinator job is nothing. It's the same thing as like a girl sucking cock on porn. It's nothing. But that's the other thing. Like, that's the other thing. If we are, what's big cringe? What was that? But no, if that's the other thing, is that like if I or we got a job in the NBA, we'd be these fucking video interns. So that's what we're going to stop. That's what you and your kid, and if you have kids, we're going to put an end to. You are not going to be forced to have to, like, if I got a job with the Cavs right now, let's just say I applied for a job and got it. Won't happen, but I would be like a video analyst. So I'd be working for Kenny Atkinson. I would have to watch his drop coverage, watch his complete lack of any attention to detail and transition. I'd have to watch them not guard down screens. I mean, that is terrorism. Terrorism. I'd make like 40 grand, 50 grand, and I'd be the Cavs video coordinator. I would have to listen to everything Kenny Atkinson says. I mean, that's got to stop. And we have to stop it. We do. We have to stop it. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be me and a few others. It's going to be all of us. And yes, let's get the word out. Let's get the word out. Now, I do want to mention, I have a bit of a weird sleep schedule. Okay. I go to bed at like 6 or 7 a.m. and wake up at like 5 p.m. So my sleep schedule is a little weird. As you'll note, it's 20 to 2 right now in Detroit. So I sleep during the day. Like, I'm not awake. Like, tomorrow at like noon, 1, 2, I'll be asleep. But we'll get back to this tomorrow. I love it. Hey, listen, anybody that wants me to pinata Dan Gilbert, I can't wait. Darvin Ham's son is the video coordinator. Come on. That is some like we already knew you were Kim Jong-un, right? We already know you're more dangerous than Vladimir Putin, but you have Darvin Ham's son as your video coordinator. By the way, another thing I should mention about Dan Gilbert, there is a guy in the front office for the Cavs named Jason Hillman. I looked it up. He's actually been promoted since this happened. But Jason Hillman, I sent the Cavs. I did this 5 years ago during COVID. I sent them a video of their terrible defense. The Cavs were sucked at this point. This was before they got Donovan Mitchell. And it got forwarded to this guy named Jason Hillman, who threatened to arrest me if I sent another email of their terrible defense. Jason Hillman. Let me type that in here. Jason Hillman of the Cavs threatened to arrest me if I had sent another video of the Cavs defense being atrocious. So I don't want to walk. So and the Cavs were awful, by the way. Actually, no, the Cavs, they had just been in the play-in. So they weren't good. They were in the play-in. It was the year they lost in the play-in. They lost to, I think, Atlanta, someone like that. And I said, like, look, like this, you guys are giving up, they give up like 115 points. And I said, look, this is why your defense sucks. This is why you can't do anything. And Jason Hillman's response was, if you send another email, it's some computer crime, we're going to arrest you. That's what it is. So we're all done with that. Like, we're all finished with that. Like, no more of that. No more. Okay. We're coming. No more video coordinators. No more student managers. No. We are coming in. We are winning right away. The second we get hired, right away. There's no waiting a year. By the way, I would never have done anything with YouTube or anything. The greatest fucking job of my life was being an assistant coach for an NAIA school at Marygrove College in Detroit. I listened to everything I said. That was the greatest place for me. Okay. And the school after 1 year, the school fucking closed, and I've never been able to get anything back. So when you hear Dan Gilbert or Steve Kerr or Joe Lacob, any of these terrorists, and they say it takes time, motherfucker, I had 1 year to college, one, and the school closed. And you want to talk about you're rebuilding? You're rebuilding. I had 1 year. Tomorrow's not promised. Rebuilding. When we come, we're winning immediately. We're not going to be bitch video coordinators listening to Kenny Atkinson. We are winning a championship that year. Any of the 30 teams, any of them. The fucking Wizards are rebuilding. Really? I was coaching a team in Detroit and I got the fucking school closed on me. You want to rebuild? It's the NBA. How much does it cost to go to a Wizards game? $200? So what? So I'm just paying to watch you lose? It's unbelievable. I sent my stuff. I had a connection like through Ted Leonsis. I sent him a video. I said, look at how awful this. And they showed him drop coverage. I said, literally, Ted, what other result did you think was going to happen on this play other than a lob? And he goes, oh no, he told this. I don't know him. Someone I know's uncle knows him and said, yeah, our video team's aware of that. Sorry. Oh, your video team's aware of that. You're 6-26. What were they? How many games the Wizards won last year? 18? Our people are aware of that. So seriously, so when anybody asks me, who's my favorite NBA team or whatever, or who's my favorite NBA coach, I'll tell you whichever coach you find in the NBA that doesn't run drop coverage. And you know what? You're not going to be able to find a single fucking one that doesn't. A single fucking one. You want the shirt off? All right. Now we're getting gnarly. I've put on some weight recently. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care. But when like girls, like for me, like I was really into like girls, last summer, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm very nostalgic, so I'm very stuck to the past. And I had this girl at Cranbrook that I was really, I'm not Cranbrook, sorry. I had a girl that I was really into. There's a girl at Andover. Her and her sister were both very hot. And I used to want to hit them up. I'd text them sometimes, but I don't care anymore now. I really don't. It's all about just this message, and like we have to make society better for all of us. So we have to make society better for all of us. And we have to, for the next generation too. Like I see all these idiots having kids. All my friends have kids. I'm 36 years old. All my friends have kids. I go, what the fuck are you doing? Do you realize the society you're raising them in? They're gonna have to be a student manager for Tom Izzo. Now, granted, yeah, they're gonna have to be a student manager for even if they get really good at, even if they really, really know the ins and outs of basketball, they're gonna have to be a student manager for Tom Izzo, making no money. That's what they're gonna have to be. It'll take them probably 10 years, 15 years before anybody listens to them. We have to stop that. We have to put that away. Here, you want to see the nipples? There's the nipples. Okay, that's disgusting. But yeah, so we have to stop that. Because when we come, we win. We're going to win right away. And we're not going to be video coordinators, okay? We're not going to be working for Darvin Ham. God, some of these coaching staffs are really a treat if you really look at who's like assistants, who their assistant coaches are. Well, the Miami Heat's, what's that little dipshit? Chris Quinn. Why is Chris Quinn an assistant? And Caron Butler. Caron Butler. I'd say the most useless person in the NBA is Jared Dudley. I've literally, no, that's not true. Steven Silas was. Jared Dudley, I think, is maybe the most useless human being I've ever seen in the NBA. I've never actually seen him like talk or say anything. We have with the Pistons. They have Jarrett Jack, and oh yes, the Pistons also have Luke Walton, because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like there's no accountability. Luke Walton was a crime against humanity coaching the Lakers and the Kings. And what happens? No, he's not out of basketball forever. He's he gets to be an assistant. Like who are these assistants and these people? It's look at the Pistons. You have Jarrett Jack, who's like, I mean, a dying tree knows more than Jarrett Jack. And then you have Luke Walton. Why is Luke Walton in the league? He was awful with the Lakers. Awful. And then he goes to the Kings and was terrible. Why is he in the league? Why? And you had, I actually have Doug Christie. I'm putting my stuff on. Doug Christie. And yeah, I looked at the Kings-Lakers game last night. Doug Christie is mentally handicapped. I don't want to say anything mean about Doug Christie because I do think that he actually is mentally challenged. I think. And then, but that owner, though, you look at that owner, Vivek Ranadive, Vivek Ranadive, who owns the Kings. I've seen it. I looked his kids up on social media. He'll only listen to his kids. The Kings hired Doug Christie. He literally mentally challenged. I think if Doug Christie took the SAT, like if he was taking the SAT again, he'd get like, how some like retards that take the SAT, they don't get, they're like not time, they're not time constraint, or the ACT, the ACT. There's no, how if you're like really retarded, like if you're actually like retarded, you like have unlimited time to take the ACT. That's what Doug Christie is. Doug Christie like would get like unlimited time to like take tests and stuff, because that Sacramento Kings, like if you watch that Sacramento Kings footage, it is something. It is something. Well, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. You have all my contact information. I'd love to stay in touch. I'm going to be here every night. I don't, my life is getting this message out. I'm going to be here every night. So tomorrow I'm going to dinner with my dad, probably at like 6:15, 6:30. Should be back by around 7:30, and then let's get after it. Oh yeah, Pistons Lakers is tomorrow, right? Am I wrong on that? What's tomorrow, the 29th? Yeah, wow, Pistons Lakers. That's good. That's good. I will not have my fucking graphics by then. Yeah. Oh, and Trevor Lane will be. What is Trevor? I would love to. What is Trevor Lane doing right now? Is he just like staring at a wall? Like, what the fuck does that piece of shit do on a day-to-day basis? Yeah, Brian Keefe. Yeah, Wizards. So, all right. So we got Pistons, Lakers. That'll be an interesting game. I mean, the Pistons are good. The Lakers defense is a complete joke. I can't even look at the. I see JJ Redick's like his post game press conferences and stuff, and he'll be like smiling and laughing. It's like, dude, you just gave up 130. You're an NBA head coach who gave up 130 points, and all I heard, and that's the other thing. The Mind the Game podcast. What a retarded podcast that must be. Mind the Game. So let's first of all, let's take Steve Nash. Let's just talk about Mind the Game podcast. I love this stuff. Steve Nash, okay, loser, career loser, never won anything. I don't even think he ever made the NBA Finals. He never even made the NBA Finals. Is a head coach, is a complete disgrace with the Nets, right? He had Durant, Harden, Irving, that team. Complete. Why am I listening to Steve Nash on a podcast talk about anything? Again, you're just feeding the machine. Why am I listening to LeBron James? Honestly, LeBron James is 6'8", 240 with insane athleticism. That's why he won 4 titles. That's why he's one of the greatest players of all time. It has nothing to do with his basketball IQ. His basketball IQ is actually pretty retarded, because if you look at his son, Bronny James is a guy that's not 6'8", 240. He's like normal sized and could be a useful NBA player if he had any coaching going on whatsoever. So why is LeBron not teaching Bronny how to run pick and roll? Bronny James has no idea how to run the pick and roll. Anytime you watch Bronny James in the pick and roll, he pretty much always does the wrong fucking thing. Why does he have no idea to run pick and roll? It's the easiest thing to teach. So stop, again, Mind the Game. That's just feeding the terrorist machine. I'm just looking at their topics. They're talking about why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is so good. Or they're like, oh, and him and Steph Curry are like pointing out a play. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, LeBron, you've won. You're gonna literally not if LeBron had 6 titles or 7 titles, which he should have. Dan Gilbert ruined that for him. Remember, he played for the Cavs for 11 years. LeBron James played all prime years, not like all prime years. He played for the Cavs for 11 years. Won once. Can you imagine having the Bulls having Michael Jordan and they win 1 title? 1. That is how pathetic the coaching is in Cleveland. The whole thing is a complete catastrophe. 1 title in 11. I'm being dead serious. Are you guys because I don't think people realize that. 11 years in Cleveland, 1 title with the second greatest player of all time. Do you know how special needs your coaching needs to be? Tyronn Lue, Mike Brown. Who was it? What was that Turkish dumbass that they had? What was the first time LeBron got there? They had some weird Turkish dude. who was a complete retard. David Blatt. That's right. David Blatt. That is unbelievable. Yeah. So we got to change this. Like we have to fix this. This is not right. This is not good. We got to fix this. We have to fix this. And this is my life fixing this for us, for all of us. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm going to dinner with my dad at like 6:30, so I should be home by 7:30, 7:45. I might relax for a minute, then we'll talk. We're just going to talk. We're just going to have dialogue. That's all we're going to have is dialogue. And we have to get loud. Like we have to get really, really, really loud because if not, you're going to have to go be a student manager, or you're going to have to be, I say it's a financial thing. Like anybody in here that's lower class, middle class, like you're choosing that. Every time you watch Mind the Game, you should be in the NBA running a dynasty. Anybody with I throw up Twitter all the time and everyone's saying, how here's how you make $1 million in like 6 months. And like, no, this is how you make $1 million. NBA dynasty. Frank Vogel, goodbye. By the way, Frank Vogel's the lead assistant with the Mavericks. Unbelievable. Oh, you know who else? You know who is a grade A retard? David Fizdale. Holy shit. He was awful, and he was the head coach of Memphis. Sucked. Terrible. Head coach of and then gets the Knicks job. Like, so why have the Knicks now? You are the New York Knicks. That is the number one media market in the NBA. New York. They haven't won anything since the 70s. They haven't won a title since the 70s. Why? Because they hired David Fizdale. It just never ends. And I see David Fizdale in the media now. Who is listening to David Fizdale? How many times have you been a disaster? He was the Suns assistant the last 2 years. David Fizdale. It's unbelievable. Other dumbass. Oh my God. Byron Scott. I saw Byron Scott has a YouTube channel. That has to be the most pathetic thing of all time. Byron Scott. What? Nets. Where else did he coach? He coached the Lakers. No, he coached the Cavs. That's right. Dan Gilbert strikes again. Byron Scott was the coach of the Cavs. That team knows no bounds. That is literally, what is the Cavs arena called? Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse or something. They should literally change that to a place for mentally handicapped. Like they should literally, like the Cavs are so bad at basketball that let's shut down Rocket Mortgage Arena and let's just turn it into a mental like handicap facility for like, like where they have retards, like literally you can draw and then you can like fucking like maybe work. Well, a mentally handicapped arena. They had Byron Scott. But yeah, I saw Byron Scott on YouTube and I click and he has views. People watch Byron Scott. Byron Scott. Do I need to go over go Wikipedia Byron Scott's NBA coaching career? Why is anybody watching that? But you're feeding the machine. That you're feeding the terrorists, feeding the garbage, feeding the terrorists, feeding the garbage. So, I enjoyed doing this. I really hope this continues. I had a great time. I don't know if there's any way I could add people to this. Like, let's do whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. Oh, share screen. I can share screen? Oh, wow. So we can actually watch film. I can share screen. Wow. But we have to fix this. We have to fix this. No, you're not no more internships, okay? I'm not going to be an intern for the fucking Pistons while JB Bickerstaff shoves his foot up his ass with drop coverage and whatever. I'm not going to be an intern for the Cavs while Kenny Atkinson is drawing up complete bullshit on defense. Yes, we'll break down film and again, no Gilbert Arenas, no, what are the other Jimmy X roller? Oh God, these things are disgusting. B-ball breakdown, none of that. He actually had me on once. He's but no, they talk about crap. They talk. I can't. No, I cannot do it. You talk about crap. You aren't talking about drop coverage. You aren't talking about being in the gaps. You aren't talking about that stuff. Then get out. You should then get out. YouTube should honestly. I see that YouTube's cracking down on AI channels. No, any channel in the basketball niche, I don't care what level, that is not talking about drop coverage, get rid of them. Get rid of them. That's what if I could become head of YouTube, that's what would happen. Any channel in the basketball niche that's not talking about the complete disgrace, terrorism that is drop coverage, gone. Get out. No. Nope. Get out. No. Byron Scott has a YouTube channel. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Yeah. So, all right, we'll keep this going. I mean, I'll be here. Listen, anytime you want to pinata Dan Gilbert, I'm around. I'm for it. I don't care if there's 2 people watching. I'm down. Because what that guy has done, hiring Mike Brown twice, having LeBron for 11 years, winning 1 title, 1. Currently, the Cavs have 4 All-Stars, 4, and they're 2 games above 500. 2 games above 500. I actually said over the summer, I texted somebody connected there, and I said, listen, like, let me just, you don't have to pay me. Let me go work for your G League team. Let me run the defense of your G League team. Why don't you just see what happens? Nope, no response. So, but that's going to change. Like, that's going to change. Like, just because we're not Vivek Ranadiv's son, just because we're not Jeannie Buss's son, just because we're not Dan Gilbert's son or Arn Tellum's son, that's not that. No. We are that. We are that person. This all of our voices are going to be heard. All of our voices are going to be heard. And Trevor Lane, I feel bad for his parents. I do. I feel bad. Okay, I will check the Discord. Is the Discord, do you guys have the Discord if they want it? Yeah. What was I saying? I was just talking about something very important. I was talking about someone very, very important. Something very important. Oh, yes, Trevor Lane. Yes. I just feel bad. I honestly, like, if I was Trevor Lane's parents, I'd feel bad. I failed as a parent. I fucked up. This guy is a complete idiot, a complete moron. I screwed up. Yeah, that's just what it is. But yeah, let's keep it going. You know, if you guys have anything, we can talk about whatever. I don't care. I told you about the girl situation in my life. I'm just about this. I had girls. I loved girls. I was never one of those guys that like hooked up with like a ton of hot girls or yeah. But you know, I don't care anymore. It's about this. I'm sorry. I can't. It's not okay. No day is okay. Like, it is not okay for me. It's really not okay for me to have dinner tomorrow night, knowing that an NBA team hired Mike Brown twice, and knowing that Jason Kidd is currently an NBA head coach. It's not okay for me to eat that meal. I should honestly now I'm going to be hungry. But yeah, Steve Kerr. It's not. I should tell the waiter, I'm sorry, I can't eat tonight. Steve Kerr is destroying the Warriors, and his son is an assistant coach. But yeah, we'll look at film. I'll do whatever the hell you guys want to do. I'll do whatever. Because we got to clean this up. Remember, we're not going to be lower class or middle class. We're going to be an NBA fucking dynasty. All mental health issues are going to be gone. All mental health issues are going to be gone. You know, we're going to be taking people from this out of the projects. We're going to take these people that maybe not born into great. We're going to take we're going to the top, man. And we're winning. We are winning endlessly. It's not hard. It's not hard. The NBA is so easy. Why? Because everybody. Hello, coach. I can't. These things go so fast. What would I tell Dan Gilbert? I'd want to show him I would want to take any film of their game and show him why their defenses. That's all I want to show to Dan Gilbert. That's all I've ever wanted to show any of these NBA fuckers, any of these NBA owners, GMs, coaches. I just wanted to, I've never been able to, with an NBA owner or general manager or coach or whoever, I've never been able to take highlights of a game, do what I do on YouTube and just show them that. I've never been able to do that. That's a good question, Brennan2238. Yeah. You're not watching Gilbert Arenas, are you? But yeah, I feel, and you know, maybe Maybe, yeah, right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I'm reading about Dan Gilbert in here. But, but yeah, what was why is it the only coach good about? Um, why is Tom Thibodeau the only I I don't know. There was a time where I thought Tom Thibodeau was okay, but then in the play again, it's that drop coverage. And then they didn't know how to guard screen. I mean, Tom Thibodeau. To talk about Tom Thibodeau for a second, who's finally gone. He would hedge screens with no backside help. Do you know how insane that is to hedge a screen without backside help? Hedging a screen means that the player getting screen goes over the top, and the guy hedging comes out to push the ball handler out. So there's a man rolling, and there needs to be backside help. Somebody's got to step up there. That pass can't get made. Tom Thibodeau would hedge screens and never have backside help. It was like, again, it's special stuff, man. Like Tom Thibodeau, again, like that's where, because Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is no longer a basketball arena. It's not a basketball arena. Like there's been like the amount of retards that have worked there and currently work there. It is a mental. It's like a mental. What do they call it? Where if you have a child that's mentally retarded, where don't you take them to like a facility? That's where the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is now. It's a facility like for retards, so they can like do coloring. Right? Like they can take crayons and color. Or like what other, like if you're retarded, what happens? They like have to feed you meals. That's what Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is. It's not really a basketball arena. It's more of like a mental retardation hospital. And I don't know what the proper wording of that is. So we're not going to call it that. I talked about Tyronn Lue for a while. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'll do this forever. Like I don't care. I do this every day for the rest of my life, honestly. Yeah. Um, well, it is 2 o'clock here. It is 2 o'clock here. So tomorrow we're gonna be on a while because I'm gonna get on here around 9:30, 10, and we're gonna have Pistons Lakers on. That'll be a complete retardation fest. Whole bunch of drop coverage in that. Oh no, the Pistons were actually hedging. If you actually watch the Pistons, so that when you hedge, the first rule of hedging, like literally when you teach hedging, it's unbelievable. The first rule of hedging is that if you're the guy coming out to hedge, that the ball handler doesn't turn the corner. And I mean, in the Pistons Clippers games, every time they hedged, it was some of the laziest hedges ever. The ball handler was constantly turning the corner. It's unbelievable. But again, you have JB, retarded Bickerstaff. You have Arn Tellem, who has just come here and taken a bomb to this entire organization. You have idiots. Tom Gores, he lives out in LA. He's like never here. He's never like sober. But Arn Tellem's sober, and like he was a former agent. Okay, whatever. Why you're an agent? Why are you running a basketball team? Get out of here. Like JB, they lost 28 games in a row. Why is Arn Tellem here? Why is Arn Tellem around? Why is he in the arena? I see him in the arena, but like holding like a coffee. Why are you there? Like, is there something like, do you have a home, sir? Like, go to your home. That's what I'm going to say to when next time I go to a Pistons game and see Arn Tellem and say, do you have a home, little man? Like, go to your home. Yeah, I mean, of course, James Dolan's a cancer to the Knicks. All the owners at the end of the day are the ones that hire these people. Like if you were offered an NBA head coaching job, you'd take it, whether you had any IQ or not. So yes, at the end of the day, it's the owners. It's all 30 owners that abide by this stuff. All 30 owners. They're all fucked up in the head. They all suck. Yeah, Patrick Dumont, Mavericks, they're all fucking disgusting. They're all like, they're more dangerous than Vladimir Putin, and it's not even close. More dangerous than Osama bin Laden. Listen, I will shave my head if I get to 1 million subscribers. I will shave my head. Okay? There'll be no more hairline. It'll be me looking like I have leukemia. If we get to 1 million subscribers, because then our message is being heard, right? Our message is being heard. So 1 million subscribers, and this beautifully, I part it here. I usually slick it back with gel, like that. It's not bad. But yeah, I'll get rid of it all for 1 million subscribers. It'll look like I just got out of chemotherapy, which I basically do every night. I watch highlights of an NBA game. So listen, I love you guys. And we'll be here tomorrow. We'll talk. I'll be again and again. Like, don't like just because I'm not live streaming doesn't mean I'm not available. Like, you have my email. You have my email. Let's give that out again. hateesmo1@gmail.com. Let's also give Twitter if you want to DM me or tweet me there. Yeah. So even when I'm not like live streaming, we can still talk. I don't have to be on this fucking thing. Awful coaching. So yeah. And again, like we have to not watch Gilbert Arenas' show. We have to no more b-ball breakdowns. Next video should have 0 views, 0. Jimmy X Roller, but forget b-ball breakdown. Jimmy X Roller should have 0 views on his next video. If he has any views, that means that the just feeding the machine. Oh, Kenny Beecham, that is another guy who absolutely blows my skull. Kenny Beecham, who the fuck is this kid? I see him talking about the NBA Cup. What are you talking about? Who the fuck? Kenny Beecham. Who is that? What? What? And he gets like 200,000 views talking about like, I saw one of his videos was like, what my reaction to each NBA team's first game. What are you talking about? My reaction to the Lakers' first game. They gave up 130 points to the Warriors. Here's why. Kenny Beecham. Like it's just another thing. But again, I think it is like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think that it is like it's like the NBA or there's somebody putting these people out in front. They want you just to hear their nonsense. Because what Kenny Beecham or Jimmy X Roller, it's just nonsense. Like if I vomited on this screen, it'd be the same thing as their content. Okay? So, but it keeps the attention off of drop coverage, which is a disaster. Drop coverage, which is 100% terrorism. You know, not guarding. Like, I can't be the only person that notices a pin down or a down screen, an NBA team guarding it the absolute wrong way, and I'm the only one. I don't believe that I'm the like. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there's something going on with channels like Kenny Beecham and Jimmy X Roller. Like that's what I think it is. It's just feeding the machine of terrorism. It's North Korean state media. North Korean state media. All right. I'm going to get going. But again, like I'm going to be up what time? So it's Eastern time. It's 2:10. So I'll be up for probably another 4 hours. Another 4 hours. You keep asking me to shave my head. 1 million subscribers, I will shave my head. I'll shave my head. Take medicine. Honestly, I'll shave my head, go get hair like replacement surgery and shave it again if I get to 1 million subscribers. So yeah, I look forward to shaving my head too. I don't care about girls anymore anyways. So it's not that I don't care about girls. Like obviously like, I wouldn't like mind like fucking one of these girls from when I grew up who I used to be into. But I just don't care as much anymore because I see what's going on out there with the Cavs, Dan Gilbert, the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, the Kings, Vivek. I mean, the Kings literally have mentally handicapped people coaching them. I see that. And I see that if any of us wanted to like be an intern for the Sacramento Kings, we'd have to intern and the only thing we'd get paid like 30 grand and we'd have to listen to Doug Christie. That can't happen. That cannot happen anymore. That cannot happen. We cannot be video coordinators for Doug Christie. Okay? Like literally, like that has to stop. For our kids, for that has to, you cannot be someone listening to getting paid $30,000 and letting Doug Christie tell you how to play defense. That has to stop. That's why I'm here. And that's why my head is going to be shaved. So, all right. This was great. We will be back tomorrow night, and email me, tweet me if you got anything in the meantime, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. So Sammy Sosa. What's the Sammy Sosa? I love Sammy. We love steroids around here. All right. See ya.